moving on to a report 5.01, instructional coaches. I'm very excited to have this report. Who is going to lay it out? Thank you, Barb.
Who's going to lay it out? Good evening, President Villardo, members of the board, and Dr. Kellogg. This evening, I have the pleasure of introducing to you a highly dedicated, hardworking group of professional educators, our elementary instructional coaches. Your support has enabled us to have a coach in every building, with the exception of Longfellow, Hamby, and Emerson, which share a coach. Our coaches provide embedded professional development to our teachers on an ongoing basis. Every Friday afternoon, this group gathers to study and improve their coaching practice and to increase their knowledge of curriculum and teaching methods. The energy they bring to our meetings is contagious. They meet new challenges with enthusiasm and work in their buildings to create positive learning environments. For the next few minutes, they'll share some of their work with you. I'm now going to have Brian Meyer and Sherry Chafin come up, and they're going to do our presentation. Brian, Sherry.
Good evening. We are very excited to have this opportunity to share with you about the instructional coaching program in our elementary school buildings. Now, as a school district, our mission is to prepare students to contribute to the competitive and changing world in which we live. So with this top priority of educational excellence, we work together to establish goals to ensure student achievement. So there are district goals, there are building goals, there are teacher goals, and there are also student goals. This is where the instructional coach steps in. He or she is able to collaborate with our teachers to develop plans that will connect all of these goals to ultimately result in student learning.
While there have been some amazing district coaches supporting students and teachers throughout Westerville's history, the instructional coaching program has been developing over the last 10 years. And there have been 4 major phases in the development of the instructional coaching program. The first phase was in 2007, when the instructional coaching program was introduced to Westerville in 6 buildings.
And then in 2011, our second phase began as we had a limited expansion of the coaches to other elementary buildings.
In 2012 and 2013, the coaches' focus shifted to more of a district curriculum rather than just focusing on building needs.
And since 2015, we are happy to report that each building has instructional coach support.
So let's meet the instructional coaches who came here this evening. From representing Alcott Elementary is Marie Kimchi, who was unable to be here this evening.
And then we have Annhurst.
I'm Tanya Salisbury, and I've been teaching for 26 years, and I have 3 years of, this is my 3rd year as an instructional coach.
Representing Charrington Elementary.
Hi, I'm Amy Hines. I have 24 years experience teaching, and I'm going on my 3rd year.
And representing Emerson.
Erica Besch, 13 years teaching and 2nd year coaching.
Representing Faust Elementary.
Good evening. My name is Christina Goldner. This is my 17th year in education and my 8th year as an instructional coach.
And then we have Hamby.
My name is Erica Besch. This is my 13th year teaching and 2nd year coaching.
Representing Hawthorne Elementary.
I'm Melissa Kropasky, and this is my 23rd year in teaching and 10th year of instructional coaching.
And representing Huber Ridge.
I'm Kristen Robertson. This is my 20th year of teaching and my 5th as an instructional coach.
Representing Longfellow Elementary.
Once again, I'm Erica Besch. This is my 13th year teaching and my 2nd year coaching.
And representing Mark Twain.
Hi, I'm Jerry Ann Patterson, and I have been teaching for 35 years, and the past 9 years have been as an instructional coach.
Representing McVeigh Elementary.
Hi, I'm Heather Smalley. This is my 13th year in education and my 3rd year as an instructional coach.
And then representing Point View.
Hi, I'm Katie McCune. This is my 16th year as an educator and my 6th year as an instructional coach.
Representing Robert Frost Elementary.
I am Sherry Chafin. This is my 18th year as an educator and my 3rd year as an instructional coach. And then we have representing Whittier.
Hello, I'm Kim Wickham. This is my 34th year in education and my 8th year as an instructional coach.
And last, and I will say certainly least among these wonderful ladies, I am Brian Meyer. I've been in education for 18 years. I represent Wilder Elementary, and this is going on my second year in instructional coaching.
So you may ask, what exactly is instructional coaching? Now, Jim Knight, who is highly respected in the coaching world, he's done extensive research, would define instructional coaching as this. Instructional coaches partner with teachers to help them improve teaching and learning so students become more successful. So to do this, instructional coaches collaborate with teachers to
First, get a clear picture of current reality. So what this might look like is an instructional coach videotaping students and teachers during teaching activities, might look like the instructional coach and teacher analyzing student data together, or might also look like the instructional coach observing teachers while they are teaching.
And once this picture has become clear, the next step is for the teacher and the coach to work together in conference to identify goals to be focused upon. These goals could be anything from fine-tuning classroom management to implementing district curriculum materials, or even looking at particular data to see how we can inform our instruction based on what that tells us.
Next, the teachers and coaches will pick teaching strategies to meet the goals. So once again, during the conferencing period, they will brainstorm as a team to come up with the how, as in how the goals will be met. And then from this could lead to various activities such as modeling and co-teaching.
And as we continue to look at the strategies, as we are in the classroom, the coach and the teacher continue to revisit the goals and analyze the data to see if those strategies are actually being effective.
Finally, the teachers and coaches will problem solve until goals are met. So if the data suggests that the strategies aren't working, then they will pick new strategies until the goal is met. And when the goals are met, coaches move on to new coaching cycles.
Now, believe it or not all coaching is equal. We have light coaching that involves tasks that support teachers, but don't necessarily change instructional practices. And then we have heavy coaching, on the other hand, which is defined as coaching heavy holds all adults responsible for student success and engages them as members of collaborative learning teams to learn, plan, reflect, analyze, and revise their daily teaching practices based on student learning results. So our goal in our district is to provide heavy coaching through coaching cycles.
What is that you say? A coaching cycle? Let's learn a little bit more about a coaching cycle through this video.
So, as you can see, the coaching cycle is a wonderful way to connect all of our goals to influence student achievement. So a district survey was given to teachers to elicit feedback on the impact of instructional coaching program. We are going to give you a few moments here.
This is a slide you should have seen earlier.
This is our light versus heavy coaching slide.
This is called flexible coaching. You're welcome.
Now we'll move, there you go, excellent. So based on this district survey, we're going to give you a few moments to read some of the responses we received from our actual teachers.
Survey responses from the previous slide were based on the professional development provided by instructional coaches over the past 10 years. So we wanted to wrap up this presentation by sharing some of those professional development opportunities that were afforded by the instructional coaches. If you could please press in the bell. So with that being said, are there any questions for us regarding the instructional coaching program?
Who has some thoughts they'd like to share? I saw what you were doing, Nancy.
Did you?
I did.
you see what
I'm
said?
very impressed. I was thinking that too.
257 years of experience we're putting into play to provide professional development. Wow, how cool is that? It's not just the years, it's the people that make up those years. I love this program, and most of you know I love this program because what it does, it puts training and development exactly where it needs to be, and it takes our greatest asset, our people, and helps them become all that they want to be, can be, and need to be in today's educational world. I think it's some of the best dollars that we spend in order to provide the kind of service and the kind of development opportunities we're providing. We need to invest in people, and this approach lets us do so at a much lower cost than we would if we decided other people knew better than we do. We know our stuff. We know what we need to do, and we know how to help people get where they want to be and need to be. And I thank you all for the work that you do. I cannot tell you how many times I have heard about the good stuff that happens in classrooms because of the work that you each do, specifically attributed to the work that you each do. So I want to thank you very much for all of those 257 years. Every one of them matters. Thank you.
Anybody else? Kind of hokey. I just was thinking that, and you all know this, you're the foundation, just as you come up, and I so appreciate that. And, I was kind of laughing as the Star Wars thing, because I'm like, and more, and it's like out of this world, all that we expect, and you get to share and teach and just how that grows. And so thank you very much. You're amazing, all of you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Great presentation. Could we, I'm not sure where, but I'd like to see that, I'd like to see that PowerPoint somewhere so that people can see that. I don't know if that's on our website or, I just think there is a fundamental lack of knowledge about what instructional coaches do outside the schools. And so I just think it'd be a great tool for people to see. So, instructional coaches, you have them? What do you do? I think that'd be a great thing. And I know many of you, and Love what you do. And we're just grateful. Thank you. Thank you for the presentation tonight, for being here. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
so
again.
much.
So, Mr. Villar, can I just offer a little something from, those who know me know like the numbers thing, so here goes. Under Barb Wallace's leadership, who pushed very hard for us to allocate these resources, and I spent a lot of time working with this team and our principals to work this program right. You understand that third grade reading guarantee was part of what the state rolled out in terms of accountability several years ago. And just a reminder about results, because this is the team that has been very influential in terms of our results on that particular assessment, is that despite the fact that the state has increased the cut score for students each and every year, we continue to knock it out at 99% pass rate, which means we have almost all of our third graders coming through the system, some of whom didn't start with us in kindergarten, meeting the third grade reading guarantee and avoiding the retention requirement on the third grade reading guarantee. That's a lot of families and a lot of young people. And then, so I think that's a big number to understand, and I don't think it gets celebrated enough for us as a school district, just how important that is. That's as important as graduation on the other end. The other one was anecdotally, I was in a principal meeting recently and listening to some elementary school principals talking about their student performance over time, and what they were saying to me was, because of this work and third grade reading guarantee work, they're feeling that as the kids come through that system and are older in fourth and fifth grade, that we're starting to see those skill sets transcend years, and those kids' abilities as they now have been in the system, a system that's been in place 3 years, right? So imagine a first grader who started out, has now come through 3 years of the work that we're doing, and where that student is now in their upper elementary years and where they're headed to moving on. So there's a longevity to this thing and some number pieces that are really important. I know that the elementary school principals, we talk a lot about resources at elementary schools. This might be one of the more important things we do. Barb puts a premium, and the principals will tell you, right? What's the number, Earl? What percentage of the time do they need to be in classrooms? 80. And so there's always this push to make sure this thing doesn't get away from us and go in the wrong direction, and utilize what sometimes can be viewed as free hands, because they're not directly working with 25 kids 6.5 hours a day, and parcel that work out to some responsibilities that doesn't bring us the same value. So Barb pushes that, the principals live by that. These folks do great work, and I just want to thank them. And they know I've tended in past years to sit in on those Friday afternoon meetings. I've been absent this year. That's not lack of confidence, it's just busyness with other things, but it is, I've said it before, one of my most favorable district meetings to sit in, because I learn a lot about elementary literacy and elementary instruction when I sit in. So thank you to all of them for taking this commitment.
Thank you.